Right, Shalom. Want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and rule well, and most peace, safety, and blessings to over the elect throughout the four winds, pushing his truth and sincerity and diligence. All right, as the brother Lord Yah from the Great Millstone, Lake Charles, Louisiana camp, coming back again with another quick lesson, and as always, Lord will, to be edifying to the elect. All right, so man, through the Spirit, I just want to go into a quick lesson, basically expounding on who are the real celebrities. All right, because you have these so-called celebrities of this society or this generation and age, the LeBron James, the Dwayne Wade, the football players. You have these singers, these rappers, and in all actuality, they're just reaping crumbs from the Esau. They're just reaping crumbs from Esau, and ultimately all their riches and things won't be able to profit them anything. All right, along with everything that they're receiving on this side, because basically they'll receive that consolation. All right, but according to scripture and according to true wisdom, knowledge, understanding, the true celebrities are the men who's actually pushing into this thing. Ultimately it's the elect. All right, that's of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives. All right, so let me just jump right into it. This is the definition of celebrity. I'm gonna just pick a few. Okay, it says a famous person, because the elect are the real famous people. They are the real famous ones according to the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai. The VIP, it says very important person. All right, and the elect are gonna receive those VIP seats, on the chariot. First class. All right, it says a personality, name, or big name. All right, because these men names is those same ones that's written in the books. These men are the same ones who when we go to Romans, the 15th chapter, the 4th verse, it tells you that the things that are written were written for our learning. The things that are written aforetime for our learning. All right, so if you look at accounts of Moses, Apostle Paul, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Samson, Timothy, Peter, okay, it so forth and so on, all the apostles, and they're all here today laboring in this truth. They're all here today laboring in the truth, and these men have a great name according to their legacy. The recordings of these men is going to forever live on. All right, and ultimately they'll come back in disguise, due to Israel falling away. All right, but these men have come back in their same lots and are doing the same things that they did in their past life, and that's what makes them so special. All right, and all through the Spirit, these men are going to be starting from Elder Tahar on down, Elder Apostle Tahar on down. It says a big name, household name, star. All right, because we are the true stars. It says superstar, celebrante. All right, which also means a person with a big name. Okay, it says a leading light, and that's who we are. Going right back to Matthew the 5th chapter. Ye are the light of the world. We are the light of the world, and a light that's set on the hill cannot be hid. That's why what the Lord set up His apostles last. All right, we are made basically unto that like unto that a great spectacle. That great light, and everyone sees it. All right, and that's why we're getting defamed, because we're totally contrary to what the society push. All right, but according to scripture, we're doing actually what's right. All right, and that's what makes us famous. All right, doing the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, and having what great works back behind our name. Okay, it says giants. Okay, meaning high in stature, great master. All right, dignitary. Okay, worthy. All right, so that was just a couple I want to get into. I'm gonna jump right into the lesson. Lord willing, the brothers be edified. All right, because that's what we're here to do: edify the elect. All right, the flock. So this is Psalms chapter 45, Salaki 74, verse 5. It says, "A man was famous according as he lifted up axes upon thick trees." All right, and if you go back upon all the records of the men of the Lord, hey, it was some breaking down that these men had to do. All right, and it says what lifted up axes. Axe is instrument or a tool that's used for tearing down something. All right, tearing down what it says upon thick trees would be ultimately these men, because when you go to the book of Mark in the 8th chapter, it tells you that I see men as trees. All right, but ultimately it's more than the men. It's what these men bring forth. All right, their wicked doctrines. All right, the stronghold is placed, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this place that has these civilians basically walking around in total madness. All right, so what it took through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua for his men to be moved by the spirit and wake up and push this truth. Push this truth to where we can prophesy against these kingdoms. And he said prophesy against great kingdoms. All right, meaning they're gonna be tough. They're gonna stand tall in stature. All right, but nothing is more powerful than the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, so this is why these men have such great accounts, because these men actually laid down their life for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Likewise today, with the brothers throughout the four winds waking up pushing the same truth. That's one thing that never changed was the truth and the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Although we passed away, but the Lord had us basically reincarnate and come in that same spirit and push this truth, like we was commanded to. So lift up our axes upon thick trees. All right, and the axe is really this word. This is Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 9, and this is actually Jeremiah. Jeremiah was a young man. When the Lord basically told him, "Man, I'm gonna use you to prophesy against kingdoms." And that's why we can go back to those records and look at the works of Jeremiah. That was such great works, and for that, Jeremiah is considered famous. It says then, because if you have a famous person, that person is always going to be spoken of, no matter what. All right. This is Jeremiah 1 and 9. It says, then Yahweh Shem Yahushua put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Lord said unto me, behold, I have put my works in thy mouth. So like I have put my words in thy mouth. So the Lord personally chose Jeremiah. Before I formed in the belly, I knew thee. And he put his words, that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in the mouth or in the mind of Jeremiah. And ultimately the Lord seasoned Jeremiah's words, for what? Him to reach out to the people, even though 2/3, that them Jakes didn't want to hear it, but Jeremiah did exactly what he was commanded. It says, see, I have set this day. So like I have this day set thee over the nations. Over the nations, multitudes of people, says, and over the kingdoms, meaning it was more than one kingdom that Jeremiah was actually going to prophesy, because it says kingdoms, meaning he was going to come back in the reincarnation. So Jeremiah is actually amongst us today. It says to root out and to pull down and to destroy, lifting up the axe. It says, and to throw down, to build, and to plant. All right, so this is what Jeremiah was basically commanded to do. Be a seer over the nations and over kingdoms, to root out all the bullshit that was basically sold into the soils of these places, and to pull down the strongholds of this place and all of the things that was looked upon was good in the eyes of the wicked doers, or the evil doers, so to say, and those things were pulled down through the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 3. It says, for though we walk in the flesh, we war not after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Because you'll look at Psalms 74 and actually think, we're walking around with axes and hitting them upon thick trees. No, it's spiritually speaking. All right. That's why it says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh Shem Yahushua to the pulling down the strongholds, because we're pulling down this place and decapitating people spiritually with this word. All right. It says, and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach. So it takes us, taking heed to Yahweh Shem Yahushua and pushing out this word first, because before the physical crash of this place come, the prophets have to be set up last. The prophets have to come out and basically prophesy against it before it falls. You know, that's what prophesying is. All right, you saying things that's going to happen before it actually takes place. Right? This is Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 29. It says, "It's not my word like as a fire, said Yahweh Shemel Shai, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock into pieces." And that's correct, because if you look at each individual captivity, the men of the Lord always came through and prophesied against it, using what? That fire, these precepts, you know, that two-edged, using that two-edged sword, you know, using the two-edged sword and decapitating the people's soul, you know. That's why you hit somebody with their precept just for edifying them, it actually cuts them, because they're through their spirit, they know, like, damn, I can't gainsay what this person says, you know, it's only right, you know. But what it takes for the men of the Lord to actually be bold and hold their integrity and come out and prophesy these things. All right. This is Luke chapter 9 and 62. It says, "And Yahweh said unto him, No man having put his hand on the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of the Most High." All right. So when you come into this thing and you're thinking about leaving, or it's not for you, or you have been driven away with the cares of this world, you're not basically going to be considered famous. You know, you won't be a celebrity. Your name won't be of those of the names that's written in the book. All right. You won't have a good legacy. You know, you're going to be likened to the ones that actually woke up to shame. You know, you're going to be shamed in the kingdom while everyone else has that fame. You know, has that great fame. All right. And that's what you want ultimately, and not doing it for vainglory, but man, ultimately you just want to please Yahweh Shemel Shai, you know, because that's what this all stems from. You know, we're being seen favorable in the eyes of Yahweh Shemel Shai, you know, not to please men. This is 1 Ezra chapter 1 and 16. It says, "Moreover, the porters were at every gate. It was not lawful for any to go from his ordinary service, for their brothers the Levites prepared for them." Right, and this was during the time when basically King David sent out the porters, you know. But the main point was that the porters are at every gate. You know, we're commanded to do exactly what the Lord wants us to do, you know, and that's how we'll become famous. You know, every man fall into his own lot. You know, and it's not lawful for you to depart from your ordinary service, which is what this truth, you know, going out warning the people or being people into the marriage, you know, whatever Yahweh Shemel Shai established for you, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. All right, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. That's why the scripture tell you in 1 Corinthians the 12th chapter that we are a body, you know, and the Lord is going to reward you according to his job that he set you up for. All right. This is Proverbs chapter 8, verse 34. Says, "Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates." You know, blessed. Hey, you're going to be considered as a celebrity. You're going to be a famous man to the people. You know, it says, "Watching daily at my gates," constantly laboring, constantly watching for the prophecies to come to pass. You know, constantly trying to see if you have to if the Lord used the Spirit to speak through you to wake up someone, you know, constantly edifying the flock, putting up videos, going on the highways. All right, it says, "Waiting at the post of my doors." All right, because at the post of Yahweh Shemel Shai doors is what people are going to come in. You know, people are going to come in if it be of the will of Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, this is Revelation chapter 22 and verse 14. It says, "Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city." You know, because also this is what we're striving for. You know, to obtain salvation and to enter those gates, you know, the kingdom. You know, all that takes is it takes a lot, but hey, man, it's worth it. You know, we have to lose our life on this side. All right, be accustomed to the bullshit in this place, be persecuted, all right, for what the ways and the namesake of Yahweh Shemel Shai, but it's all worth it. All right, you look at the celebrities of this world, they basically had to, and it was wicked on their behalf, you know. But man, the saying is, if you haven't had it bad, you really wouldn't appreciate the good. And that's all we're doing. That falling away really taught us a lesson. That falling away really taught us a lesson not to betray and not to deport or basically how should I word it? Basically provoke Yahweh Shemashah to anger again. Because the scriptures tell you that the Lord was a little displeased with us, and this is what the Lord basically brought us through. He was a little displeased with us, and hey, bro, this is one hell of a captivity. But continuing on, this is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 18. It says, "I will gather them." All right, this is prophecy. All right, future prophecy. "I will gather them that are sorrowful for the solemn assembly, who are of thee, to whom the reproach of it was a burden." And that just justifies that point. This is one hell of a kingdom. It says, "Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and will save her that halted," speaking of the nation of Israel, all right, "and gather her that was driven out." All right. And also the Lord is going to gather together the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom together. Okay, it says, "And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame." All right. Because while you have these 2/3, that's why it tells you, envy not those the ones that's actually reaping their benefits on this side. That shit is, hey, they shit gonna basically be washed away. All the money that they're receiving, the fame, they won't be able to give the Lord no money into the chairs to get up out of here. The richest profit not. All right, but we've lost our life on this side righteously. All right, it says, "And at that time I will bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all the people of the earth." So what? The people are actually going to flow into us, like it speaks about in the book of Isaiah. All right, once we get put right back in our land again, and everything is restored. All right, and what, we're going to be famous. We're going to have that fame. We're not going to be like the average Jakes walking around. All right, it says, "When I turn back your captivity before your eyes, said the Lord Yahweh Shemashah." All right, this is 2 Corinthians 1:12. It says, "For our rejoicing is this, the testimony of our conscience." All right, "that in simplicity and godly sincerity, not with fleshly wisdom, but by the grace of Yahweh Shemashah, we have had our conversation in the world, and more abundantly to you." All right. So, hey, man, we're not doing this according to the simplicity or the fleshly wisdom. We're doing this actually according to the wisdom of Yahweh Shemashah. But it first came by the grace. That time period to get everything right. And now we have conversations amongst the brothers. Hey, man, we're going to soon be delivered about this thing. Comforting one another and exhortating these brothers daily. That's what we're doing this thing for, because we know that this shit won't last forever. All right. It says, for we write none other things unto you than what ye read or acknowledge. So exactly what's going on. All right, because your eyes have been open to actually understand these things, what we're telling you. All right, and this is Apostle Paul speaking. It says, "Even as ye are ours in the day," so like as also ye have acknowledged us in part. So like I'm gonna go up, I skipped the verse. It says, for we write none other things unto you than what ye read or acknowledge, and I trust ye shall acknowledge even to the end. So you're gonna continue doing these things even to the times when we get delivered up out of here. It says, as also ye have acknowledged us in part, that we are your rejoicing, even as ye are also ours in the day of the Lord Yahushua. All right. So man, when we touch those chairs, we're gonna basically thank one another, brother. And we're gonna basically be thanking brothers for, hey man, when we going through certain things, hey, the water, bro, you got me through that situation. I really appreciate you. And it's gonna be a scene like never before. To say brothers laboring in this thing and actually make it the whole way through. And get to that point to where it says the elect are scarcely going to be saved. So you put in a real fucked up situation, and the Lord actually beam you straight up out of here. You know, when you looking like it's no other way out, but ultimately you're keeping that faith and trusting Yahweh Shem Yahshai. And what? Before your eyes, you're going to be beamed up out of here. You're going to be next to the same brothers that you labeled in the truth, you know, if that be the outcome, you know. It says, now which established with you in Hamashiach and had anointed us is Yahweh. It says, who had also sealed us and given the earnest of the Spirit in our hearts, meaning our minds, you know, because before the world was created, it all started with Yahweh Shem Yahushai, basically dispersing those gifts and ultimately those chosen spirits of His according to that please Him, you know. But amen, ultimately, amen, we are the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the real celebrities that is upon the face of the earth. All right, we have true worth. We're striving for Yahweh Shem Yahushai with all truth and sincerity. All right, we're keeping our integrity when it comes to not falling to any of the philosophies of these places or things or agendas that Esau pushes in this place. All right, that all takes having the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So brothers, amen, keep the faith, keep bringing out the words, keep uploading the videos daily, edifying the flock, and doing as you've been doing since the beginning of the time. You know, because these very scriptures that we read, we're actually reading of ourselves. You know, we're actually reading of ourselves, and man, Lord willing, this video also be comforting to brothers, you know. So with that, Lord willing, I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, by Shem Rakakadash, for letting me allow me to do this video for the Akim, double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, the great millstone, El Tahon down, that man laid that path for us and basically showed us that the right way to walk in this thing. All right, and much peace, safety, and blessings to you. Akim pushing this truth out the four winds, striving truth and sincerity to death if that be the case. With that, till next time, Shalom, Akim.